Yellowstone Volcano USGS records 107 earthquakes within the park. Is this a warning sign of an impending eruption? Now, we know that yesterday, just a few hours ago, we had the White Island volcano, North Island of New Zealand, erupting, and they did not expect that eruption to happen. They did have earthquake activity building up the past few weeks, the past few months, and it just erupted out of nowhere. And now they're wondering if that will have any effect on the Taupo supervolcano, which is again in the North Island of New Zealand. New Zealand has two islands, the North and the South Island. It's on the Ring of Fire. And they're wondering if the White Island volcano is going to have any effect on triggering the eruption of the Taupo supervolcano, which is 113 miles distance from it. Now, Sebastian Kelly Express reports this. The USGS informs us that they have had 107 earthquakes and 3 steamboat geyser eruptions in the month of November. Could this activity be some kind of a sign that Yellowstone supervolcano is reawakening? As we know, it's one of the biggest supervolcanoes of the world. There are about 20 in the world. Its last eruption, a super eruption, was 640,000 years ago. And the area, of course, surrounds most of the U.S. national park, the first national park in the United States. And this is what it witnessed in November, a total of 107 earthquakes. And there is speculation of the volcano stirring and reawakening. One Twitter user, December 2nd, say, "Y'all ever just remember that the Yellowstone volcano could erupt at any moment?" Now, a lot of people could be thinking, what's happening to other supervolcanoes around the world if this volcano in White Island just out of nowhere erupted? Another person tweeted, "I very frequently think about Yellowstone supervolcano, and that's probably where my troubles started." The tracking stations in November, operated by the University of Utah, said that they detected 107 earthquakes in the national park region. Of course, there's a lot more outside of the park. The most powerful of the tremors was at 3.1, and it was only 19 miles northwest of West Yellowstone, Montana. That's around the area of the new hotspot, by the way. Now, a period of activity was then capped off by an earthquake swarm that started November 30th and continued into December. And these earthquakes were tracked to about 2 miles west-northwest of West Thumb inside of Yellowstone Park. Again, that's the area of the new thermal area. During the investigation, the largest November swarm earthquakes peaked at a magnitude of 2.1. And on top of the earthquake activity, USGS said 3 eruptions of the biggest geyser in the world, Steamboat Geyser, took place. The boiling pool of water scorched in jets on November 8th, 17th, and 27th. Steamboat has erupted 45 times so far this year, and we know that USGS monitor stations have also noted ground movement in Yellowstone area. The Norris Geyser Basin has dropped by less than an inch, and the USGS says ground deformation in Yellowstone area has been variable but minor in the last few months. They said overall, subsidence of Yellowstone caldera is indicated at stations on both the Sour Creek and Mallard Lake resurgent domes, even though minor deviations are superimposed on the general trend, perhaps due to seasonal variations from the rainy weather. They said in the area of the Norris Geyser Basin, this is where Steamboat is, GPS data shows subsidence of about 2 centimeters, that's less than an inch, since September, but there was little motion during the month of November. So thankfully, none of these events are signaling that any type of eruption is coming, so there's nothing to worry about concerning the activity underground. The earthquake activity in Yellowstone remains at background levels according to USGS. The earthquake swarms are about 50% of all earthquake activity in the Yellowstone region, and that again is normal. They said almost all earthquakes at Yellowstone are brittle failure events caused when rocks break due to crustal stresses. And they say, though we've been looking for years at Yellowstone, no one has yet identified long period, that is LP events, commonly attributed to magma movement. When they are observed, that will not mean Yellowstone is getting ready to erupt. So basically, there's nothing to worry about. Since YouTube has demonetized me, kindly join my Patreon channel. If you can, that would help because we're supporting the church and the poverty-stricken. And also, if you'd like to send me your email so that I can keep in touch with you, because I have no other platform other than YouTube and Patreon. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful Christmas season. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.